Hello, John Talley here with Partzilla.com. Today we're going to spend a little bit of time talking about the different types of batteries, but more importantly, how to determine what battery goes in your machine. So if you're ready, we'll dive into this. Now, I know it can be a little bit daunting looking at all these different batteries I've got displayed out on the table, but there's nothing to be afraid of. When you're trying to figure out which one's going to go in your machine, maybe the simplest thing is just to replace what's already in there. But are you absolutely sure that that's the one that's supposed to be in there? Now, one of the best resources is to go to Partzilla.com, look up your year, make, and model for your particular machine, and go down and find the battery. It's usually in the electrical section. Now, sometimes it'll give you a part number that may be Honda or Yamaha or Kawasaki or Polaris specific, but it's also going to give you a description, and that is typically the telltale sign of what type of battery goes in there. Now, what we're going to do next is push all this out of the way, and then I'm going to go over, well, your three main classifications for batteries: conventional, AGM, and then lithium-ion. So let me get this cleared off, and we'll start walking you through each one, how to read the numbers, what they mean, and that way you can zero in on what is going to fit on your machine. Conventional batteries, as the name suggests, well, they've been around for a long time. Really basic setup where you've got the acid that freely flows around your plates. Now with this one, you do have to fill it at an acid station. You remove each one of these caps, fill it up, and then you need to maintain that level as the battery ages. Also, it needs to stay upright because it is vented to atmosphere. Now the advantage for the conventional, it costs a lot less than the AGM and especially the lithium-ion. Now next, let's look at the AGM side. That is going to cover the majority of machines out there. Now, as you can tell, there is a wide range of absorbed glass mat. And believe it or not, all of these batteries fall under that category. Now you will notice that some of them have the electrolyte pack outside of the battery. It has not been activated yet. Now the other ones, they have already been activated from the factory before they were shipped out. Now the key advantage, in my opinion, is if you know your battery is going to stay on the shelf for a good period of time before you use it, you may want to go with one with a separate electrolyte pack. So what do all these numbers and letters mean for each battery? Well, let's pick one, the YTX20, and walk through the different variations that you can get that particular battery in. Now let's start off with these two right here. They both look the same, they're the same size, the terminals are in the same place, but it's a different part number. What is the difference? Well, basically, your YTX, that's going to be your series, 20. Now this is going to be your industry group size. But then something changes. One is an L, and the other one is an HL. Now what does that L stand for? That is the configuration of where your positive and negative are on the battery. Now in this case, they're both L models. So the positive facing it is on the right on each one. Now if the terminals were reversed, it would just be YTX20. No L at all, and that means that it would be reversed. Next, now the difference in between the two, one is a higher output, and they measure that in cold cranking amps. The standard one is 270, the H model is 310. Next, let's look at this one, YTX, that is the series, 14, and that's going to be your industry group size as well. And then you'll notice it doesn't have an L, so that means the terminals are reversed compared to the L model. Our positive is over on the left. Next is the dash, and it says BS, and that stands for bottle supplied. So in other words, you have to activate it yourself. And one little note with this one, when you pull this cover off, remove that, put it down, break those seals, let it fill up, make sure you let it settle for about 30 minutes before you put it on the charger. That gives time for all that electrolyte to get absorbed into the glass mat, stabilize, then it's ready for a charge. We spent a lot of time just talking about the Yuasa brand, but I do want to mention that there are other manufacturers out there. Everybody knows that Yuasa owns the market, but there's a couple of smaller outfits that you may want to consider. One of them I was impressed with is one from Firepower. We actually did a video that compared the Yuasa to the Firepower to like 3 other different manufacturers, and this one did exceptionally well at a lower cost. So it may be worth your time and money to take a look at the Firepower lineup. Next, let's look at the elephant in the room, and this is this big Pro Series AGM battery from Polaris. You're going to find this on just about all the Razors and Rangers out there, whether they be 2 or 4 seat. Now, does Yuasa have a direct equivalent for this? No, they don't. To get into this level of battery, you need to go to a Group 26 automotive style. But I want to caution you there. Trying to match it up is going to take some effort. You would need to get all the dimensions, your cold cranking amps, everything taken into consideration. Sometimes it's easier just to go back with the factory replacement. In this case, that's the way I would go. Next, if you're needing a little bit more punch in a smaller package, that's when you may need to focus in on either the YTZ or GTZ series of battery. Now, you're mainly going to find these already as OE equipment in your high performance machines. Last one I want to mention, lithium-ion. Now, if weight savings are that important to you, then this is one you need to look at. A couple of things you need to be aware of though. Your older machines are going to have a hard time trying to get this one charged. Also, a conventional charger will not work. It needs to be a smart charger with lithium-ion charging capabilities. So just make sure you've got the right equipment before you decide to go this direction. The best resource you have is to go to Partzilla.com, drill down into Powersports, pick your manufacturer, category, year, and then down to your model. And it's either going to be under electrical or, in this case, battery. Now, in this particular example, we're looking at a Honda, and it gives you 2 variations on the battery with the Honda part numbers. But if you look in the description, it's going to give you the Yuasa part number as well. All right, guys, there you go. Just a few simple suggestions that will help zero in on which battery is going to best suit your machine. Now, if you're still having a little bit of trouble deciding, why don't you send us a message in the chat or an email, and we can help guide you in the correct direction. We just want to say thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Y'all have a great day.